Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel Agri Study with Tasif. Let us discuss about insect and non-insect pest of honeybees. चलिए लिस्ट आउट करते हैं. पहला है वैक्स मॉथ गैलेरिया मेलोनेला, फैमिली गैलेरिडे, ऑर्डर लेपिडोप्टेरा. Ants, black ant, Camponotus compressus, weaver ant, Oikophila samagridina, the household red ant, that is Dorylus libiam, Solenopsis species, Formica species, Monomorium species from the family Formicidae, order Hymenoptera. Wasp, Vespa cincta and Vespa tropica hematoids, family Vespidae, order Hymenoptera. Wax beetle, Platybolium alvearium, family Tenebrionidae, order Coleoptera. Small hive beetles, Athenia tumida, family Nitudilidae, order Coleoptera. Bee lice, Brogliococa, family Braulidae, order Diptera. Tracheal mite, Saccharapis woody, family Tarsonimidae, order Thromidiformis. The parasitic mite, that is Varroa destructor. चलिए पहले डिस्कस करते हैं about the greater wax moth, that is scientific name है Galeria melonella, from the family Galeridae and order Lepidoptera. Let us discuss about its biology first. So these are the eggs, which are creamish white in color eggs, and it takes 8 to 10 days for hatching. And these larval instars, they are dirty grayish in color or light yellowish in color, and it takes 30 days for its complete development to enter into pupal stage. And the pupa is dark brownish in color, and it takes 8 days to for an adult to emerge from a pupa. It takes completely 8 days. And if you see adult is having 4 wings, that is chocolatey brown in color, and the hind wings are creamish white in color. And if you look at the borders, it is having a chocolatey brown dark margin on the borders. And the larva is so fleshy and waxy, and even it is very hard for dissection, and it is so grubby in nature. Now let us discuss about its damaging symptom. During the night time, this moth enters into the this honeybee boxes from the holes or the cracks and crevices of the boxes, and if there are any entry holes, then it will enters through it. And if it is not properly closed after the inspection, if any gap is left between the lids, then it will enter inside the hive box during the night time, and it will lay nearly 200 to 800 eggs in between the cracks and crevices, or in between the brood and super chamber, in between the combs, and in the gaps or the places where the honeybee cannot reach. In such places it will lay 200 to 800 eggs, and as I have told you, it will take nearly 8 to 10 days for hatching. As soon as the first instar larvae emerges, it starts tunneling. Imagine this is a comb. This is a comb frame. So it starts tunneling inside in a zigzag manner, and when it tunnels inside, the hollow space which is created, so it will form the silken galleries inside that, and it will even leave its excreta behind. So during its process of consumption in a zigzag manner, it feeds on the pollen, the royal jelly, the honey, and even the grubs. And during the continuous feeding, the capped cells are decapped by this larvae. During the feeding process, it will decap the capped cells, and it will expose the developing pupa or grubs inside. This condition is known as bald brood condition. Greater wax moth is Galeria melonella, and there is another wax moth called as the lesser wax moth. that is Acroya grisella. So Acroya grisella, it is seen comparatively at higher altitudes, and the caterpillars mainly feed on the debris of the combs, and the damage symptom is similar to that of the greater wax moth. And there is another species of lesser wax moth, that is Acroya innotata. It occurs both inside the combs and on the floorboards of the working colonies. So the first identification symptom of greater wax moth or lesser wax moth is presence of wax debris. So as daily inspection is must in this case, then only we can detect this insect. And if we have seen this insect, we can manually remove it, and we can reduce or stop the damage further. And if we have seen the wax debris, it is the first symptom or the sign of greater wax moth. Let us discuss about its management. As I have told you before, the brood symptom, that is these wax moths at time decap the sealed cells, exposing the pupae inside, and this diseased condition is referred to as bald brood. As I have told you before, the insect can be controlled by frequent examination all the crevices of the hives and removing all the debris, as I have told you. So we have to constantly examine daily. We have to examine the boxes daily, and by manual examination, if we have seen any larvae, then we can manually remove and kill it. And if we have seen the wax debris, then we can further remove the frames and examine properly for the presence of this wax moth. The excess of the hive not covered by the bees are removed and stored under fumigation with ethylene bromide. So this insect mainly damages the colonies which are having less population. So if the more frames are present in the box and the population is less, in such condition we have to remove the excess of frames, excess comb foundation sheets, and we have to sterilize it with ethylene bromide, and then we have to keep it inside a tightly closed airtight containers. And the main thing is, if hive box is having any openings or holes, or the cracks and crevices should be properly closed or sealed with plaster of Paris for stopping its entry. The second insect is ants, that is black ant Camponotus compressus, weaver ant Oikophilia samagridina, the household red ant, that is Dorylus lebiams, Dorylus labiatus, then Solenopsis species, Formica species, Monomorium species, and this belongs to the family Formicidae and order Hymenoptera. So many ant species can cause problem in commercial beekeeping. The black ant Camponotus compressus, the household red ant Dorylus labiams, and Monomorium species are dangerous enemies of this honeybee. Actually, these ants or any pest of honeybee will infect or starts its damage when the colony population is less or the weak colony. So you have to properly maintain the colonies, and the colony should be healthy and well populated. So these ants will its infestation will increase when these honeybee boxes are kept below the trees, especially the fruit trees. The sugary secretions released by the fruits attract the ants, this all the predatory ants. Then if the boxes are just kept below below the fruit trees, then these ants directly drop inside the boxes. They drop directly inside the boxes. So you have to avoid this. We have to remove the infested ant branches, or we have to try to shift its location if the ant population is more in that region. And they attack weak colonies and carry away the honey, pollen, and the brood. So they carry the honey, they even take out the pollen, royal jelly also, and brood. So by this ant infestation, as they are predatory ants, they even feed on the brood, and the population of the honeybees gradually decreases in that particular colony. And strong colonies are able to withstand the ants, but in weak colonies ant attack will result in destruction and end of the colony, as we have discussed. By providing ant pans around the bases of the stand or oil bands over the stands, ants can be kept away. So ant pans or ant wells, we can tell. So the hive box has these stands, so these stands should be placed inside the ant well. These ant wells consist of water, and even this water can be mixed with any chemical such as chlorpyrifos or carbaryl, so that when these ants try to climb the uh, boxes, then they can die. Underground ant nests are eliminated by dusting methyl parathion or carbaryl or pouring 0.1% of the chloropyrifos solution. So as I have told you, you have to remove the infested ant regions. That is, it may be on the plant. If it is on the plant, you have to remove the branches, excess infestation, or you have to spray the chemical on the branches, or you have to remove or eliminate the ant colonies or ant nest inside the soil. So by dusting methyl parathion or carbaryl or pouring 0.1% of the chloropyrifos solution, you can eliminate that colonies. So these are the images of Camponotus compressus. This is an Oikophila smaragdina, and this Oikophila species, these ants especially, they construct its nest on the branches of the tree. So they bring together all the leaves, and with some secretions, and by making some silken galleries, it will construct its hive. It will create compartments for storing the food, and for even for the grubs and for the adult ants. Then Dorylus labiatus, this is Solenopsis species, this is Monomorium species, and this is Formica species. These are household red ants. Now let us discuss about the wasp. The first wasp species is yellow banded hornet, that is Vespa cincta, and Vespa tropica hematoides is also another species of yellow banded hornet. Yellow banded hornet. It is called as yellow banded hornet because, as you can see the image, it has a broad yellow band on the abdomen region. The body of the insect is brownish to black in color, but near the abdomen region it is having a broad yellow band, and this yellow banded hornet, its scientific name is Vespa cincta and Vespa tropica hematoides, from the family Vespidae, and order is Hymenoptera. So it is a large wasp with a broad transverse yellow band on the abdomen, as I have told, and it is a social insect which construct the prairie nets in the hollow spaces. So this insect is a social insect, and it stays in groups, and it constructs a hollow papery nest in the on the buildings or on the walls, on the stones, and even on the branches of the trees. It waits near the entrance, that is near the hive board, जो board होता है, so उसके आगे ये wait करता है for the honey bee to come outside of the hive box. As soon as the honeybee comes outside the hive box, it snatches it catches, and then it will macerate them for feeding the juice to its young ones. So ये वेस्पा सिंटा, ये क्या करता है, जो हनी बी जब हाइव बॉक्स से बाहर निकलता है, ये जो एंट्रेंस होता है बोर्ड वहाँ वेट करता है, एंड ये उस जब हनी भी बाहर निकलता है उसको पकड़ कर एंड उसको मैसरेट करता है, चबा कर उसका जो जूस रिलीज़ होता है, सिक्रेट होता है, उस जूस को अपने यंग वंस को फीड करता है। एंड ये वैस्प बहुत फेरोशियस है एंड ग्रुप्स में दिखते हैं, एंड बहुत सारे नियरली 20 to 80 बीज भी स्नैच करते हैं इवन इन द फील्ड्स एंड नियर द कॉलोनीज, एंड देन इट विल फीड इट्स यंग वंस. As I've told you, Vespa tropica hematoids, it is also known to attack bees in India. And the bee hunter wasp Palaris orientalis is black in color with a transverse yellow line on the abdomen. ये Palaris orientalis इसको bee hunter wasp बोलते हैं, and ये bee hunter wasp black in color होता है and even it has a transverse yellow line on the abdomen, but उसको इतना ब्रॉड बैंड नहीं होता है, इट हैज़ अ नैरो बैंड ऑन इट्स एब्डोमेन, and it catches bees while they are on the flight. Nearly ये बी हंटर वैस जो पालारस ओरिएंटलीज है, ये भी 50 से 80 बीस तक पर डे कैरी करता है फ्रॉम दी फील्ड्स और फ्रॉम दी हाइव बॉक्सेस. ये क्या करता है, बी हंटर वैस्प जब हनी बी को पकड़ता है उसको स्टिंग मारता है एंड इट कैरीज देम टू द अंडरग्राउंड नेस्ट. सो ये बी हंटर वैस्प का हाउस और नेस्ट अंडरग्राउंड होता है, एंड इट प्लेसेस ईच डेड हनी बी इन ईच कंपार्टमेंट ऑफ इट्स नेस्ट बिफोर लेइंग एन एग ऑन द बैक ऑफ ईच बी. सो ये एक हनी बी को हनी बीज को कलेक्ट कर उसको अपना स्टिंग से मार कर अपने अंडरग्राउंड नेस्ट में ईच कंपार्टमेंट में प्लेस करते हैं, एंड हर एक कंपार्टमेंट में प्लेस करने के बाद उस हनी बी के ऊपर एक एग ले करता है. एज सुन एज द ग्रब विल हैच आउट इट विल स्टार्ट फीडिंग ऑन द बी. सो जब ये ग्रब हैच आउट होता है इस बी को खाने लगता है, इट विल फीड ऑन द बी. And in hilly regions there is another wasp, that is Phyllianthus ramakrishnae. It attacks and carries away bees in the hilly regions. So Phyllianthus ramakrishnae, it is found in the hilly regions. So let us see the management of the wasp. सो जैसे हमने डिस्कस किया है कि उसके नेस्ट कहाँ पर हैं, तो फर्स्ट बाय डिस्ट्रक्शन और बाय बर्निंग आउट इट्स नेस्ट वी कैन reduce its population maximum. So पहले you have to burn the hive जो nest है, you have to find out them and then you have to burn them, you have to destroy them. And by reducing the width of the alighting board of the hive, the wax can be prevented from sitting near the entrance. जैसे हमने देखा है कि what is its process of कैचिंग अ बी. सो पहले ये वेट करता है हाइव एंट्रेंस के पास. सो अगर हाइव एंट्रेंस का जो विड्थ है अगर हम रिड्यूस करेंगे तो ये वैस्प वहाँ स्टे नहीं करेगा, इट विल नॉट वेट नियर द एंट्रेंस. सो लाइक दिस वी कैन रिड्यूस इट्स डैमेज. देन बी कीपर समटाइम्स एम्प्लॉय wasp trap or reduce the hive entrance, and also frequently kill wasp by hitting them with slippers, pieces of wood or badminton rackets. And furthermore, more toxic baits can also be used to poison wasp nest mates. So हम poison baits भी use कर सकते हैं to kill them. The next insect is the wax beetle. Scientific name is Platybolium alvearium, family Tenebrionidae, and the order Coleoptera. जो टेनिब्रायोनिडे फैमिली के जो इंसेक्ट्स होते हैं, इट हैज़ अ रेक्टेंगुलर प्रोनोटम. व्हेन यू लुक एट दिस इंसेक्ट, जो इट हैज़ अ रेक्टेंगुलर प्रोनोटम, आप देख सकते हैं नियरली रेक्टेंगुलर प्रोनोटम है. सो लेट अस सी अबाउट दिस इंसेक्ट. ये इंसेक्ट दे आर फाउंड इन अनहाइजीनिक कंडीशन। जब अनहाइजीनिक कंडीशंस है, जनरली सारे पेस्ट इन्फेस्टेशन करते हैं, लेकिन स्पेशली द बीटल्स व्हेन इट इज़ वेरी अनहाइजीनिक, प्रॉपर क्लीनिंग एंड मेंटेनेंस जब नहीं है, उस टाइम पे ये वैक्स बीटल ज़्यादा इन्फेस्ट करते हैं एंड दे फीड ऑन द डेब्रिज एंड ऑन ओल्ड कूम्स इन द वीकर कॉलोनीज। सो अनहाइजीनिक कंडीशंस एंड वीक कॉलोनीज पे ज़्यादा इन्फेस्टेशन करता है एंड ओल्ड कूम्स एंड जो डेब्रीज होते हैं, दे फीड ऑन द डेब्रीज ऑफ द कूम्स। सो इन्फेस्टेशन इज़ वेरी हाई इन द ट्रेडिशनल हाइव्स। सो ट्रेडिशनल जो हाइव्स होते हैं, हमने पहले वीडियोज़ में भी डिस्कस किया है, जो ट्रेडिशनल बी हाइव्स होते हैं, जो लॉग हाइव्स होते हैं एंड द मड पॉट हाइव्स, उस हाइव्स में दिस इन्फेस्टेशन इज़ वेरी हाई, बिकॉज वैसे हाइव्स में हम जो मेंटेनेंस होता है एंड क्लीनिंग, इट कैनॉट बी डन। हार्वेस्टिंग कर सकते हैं आफ्टर द हनी इज़ स्टोर्ड, हार्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन क्लीनिंग वैसे ट्रेडिशनल हाइव्स में इट इज़ वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट। सो इन सच हाइव्स वैक्स बीटल की इन्फेस्टेशन ज़्यादा होती है एंड पीरियोडिकल एग्जामिनेशन ऑफ द एम्प्टी combs एंड रेगुलर क्लीनिंग ऑफ द बॉटम बोर्ड्स विल कंट्रोल दिस एनिमी। सो पीरियोडिकली हमें एग्जामिन करके एंड क्लीनलीनेस मेंटेन करना चाहिए। Now let us discuss about the small hive beetles. Scientific name is Athenia tomida from the family Nitudulidae and order Coleoptera। जो Nitudulidaes होते हैं, ये insects majoritarily they are scavengers, even dead bodies पे भी ये insects पाए जाते हैं। So it is now an emerging pest of honeybees in Asia, since it was discovered in the region for the first time in Philippines in 2014। ये एक emerging pest है, especially ये insect pest honeybees में पहले नहीं पाया गया था। अनहाइजीनिक कंडीशन में ही ये भी insect ज़्यादा इन्फेस्टेशन करता है। Then between June 2014 and April 2015, hundreds of Apis mellifera colonies in Mindanao, southern Philippines has been lost from small hive beetle infestation. And the beetle is an opportunistic scavenger, जैसे मैंने बोला, it is a scavenger, and mild climates of southern Asia provide an exceptional environment for Athenia tumida. High temperatures shorten the developmental period of the bee, and year-round availability of the food, that is brood, pollen and honey from the multiple honeybee species, promotes the fecundity. And it will feed on the brood, pollen and honey, and it is seen in unhygienic conditions, and therefore both native and introduced honeybee species as well as stingless bees are threatened by these beetles. Investigations are underway to adapt control measures employed in North America and Australia for the region. So now डिस्कस करते हैं बी लाइस के बारे में। इसका साइंटिफिक नेम है ब्राउलिया कोइका, फैमिली ब्राउलिडे डिप्टेरा। जनरली लाइस कम्स फ्रॉम द फैमिली हेमिप्टेरा, जो कि जो फ्लीज है एंड जो बेड बग्स होते हैं एंड जो हेड जो बग्स होते हैं, दे आर मेजॉरिटीली फ्रॉम हेमिप्टेरा ऑर्डर में पाए जाते हैं ये हेड लाउस एंड बेड बग्स। बट दिस बी लाइस इज़ फ्रॉम दी ऑर्डर डिप्टेरा। दीज आर विंगलेस इंसेक्ट, इस पे विंग्स नहीं है एंड जो 4 विंग्स है इस बी लाइस में, दे आर रूडिमेंट्री। सो Braulia coica wingless flies are not considered to be an important pest of honeybee। ये इंसेक्ट उतना ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट इकोनॉमिकल इम्पोर्टेंस नहीं है इस पेस्ट का। सो लार्वे कंज्यूम द वैक्स, पोलन एंड हनी एंड टनल थ्रू द कोम्स। सो वैक्स, पोलन एंड हनी को कंज्यूम करता है एंड देन टनल इनसाइड द कोम्स। द एडल्ट्स ईट नेक्टर एंड पोलन एंड स्टील फूड फ्रॉम द माउथ ऑफ द बीज, एंड ट्रीटमेंट्स फॉर पैरासिटिक माइट्स आर ऑल्सो फाउंड इफेक्टिव अगेंस्ट द ब्राउलिया कोका। सो जो पैरासिटिक माइट्स को जो मैनेजमेंट एडॉप्ट करते हैं, सिमिलरली वही मैनेजमेंट हम बी लाइस पे भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं. जनरली द माइक्रोनाइज सल्फर फॉर ब्लैक स्ट्रिप जो फ्यूमिगेशन होता है, यू कैन गो फॉर दैट. नाउ लेट अस डिस्कस अबाउट द ट्रैकियल माइट्स. साइंटिफिक नेम इज अकारापिस वुडी and family Tarsonimidae and order Thromidiformes. So these tracheal mites are generally mites are ecto or endoparasites on honeybees. वो externally भी रहते हैं and internal system organ systems में भी रहते हैं such as trachea etc. So पहला है tracheal mites Acarapis woody. It is a एंडोपैरासिटिक माइट. सो ये माइट एंटर होता है प्रोथोरैसिक स्पाइरेकल्स के थ्रू ट्रैकियल सिस्टम में एंटर होके वहाँ मल्टीप्लाई करता है एंड देन इट स्टार्ट्स यूटिलाइजिंग द हीमोलिम्फ फ्रॉम द ट्रैकिया. वो ट्रैकिया से हनी बी का हीमोलिम्फ को सक करता है एंड इट विल कॉज अ अकाराइन डिजीज़ इन हनी बीज. अकाराइन डिजीज़ इज़ केविंग्ड कंडीशन सिम्टम होता है इसमें. लेट मी शो यू. इमेजिन दिस इज़ अ हनी बी and its wings are held at an unusual angle like a K. So when you see, it looks like a K. So the wings are held at an unusual angle and they are vertically above. It makes an angle and it is not flat when they are at rest. So when this honeybee is at rest, you can see flat wings, but in this condition the wings are not kept flat and the honeybees cannot fly in this condition. And many honeybees which are infected with these mites, they crawl in front of the hive board. So hive entrance के सामने ये crawling करते रहते हैं. So this is the first symptom of the tracheal mite attack on the honeybees. So other than this, there is another mite which is called as brood mite and its scientific name is Tropilelaps clariae. It is not mentioned here, so I'll write it. Tropilelaps clariae. So Tropilolaps clariae, it is called as the brood mite and this mite is the ectoparasitic mite. So this Tropilolaps clariae, they are serious ectoparasites on brood and adults of the Apis mellifera. So what they does is they attack the brood on the surface of the brood body. They start taking its hemolymph. So as they are sap feeders, mites are sap feeders, so they take the hemolymph and cause the larval death and they enter inside the brood cells by making holes. For example, think this is a cell, it is sealed, so it makes holes, it makes perforations and then enter inside this. Now let us discuss about the parasitic mite, that is the Varroa destructor. So this Varroa destructor, it has another species also, that is Varroa jacobsoni. So these mites are ectoparasite and attack both Indian and Italian bees and it feeds on early stage like larva and prepupa. So as it is an ectoparasite, it will infect both larval and prepupal stages. So you can see, let me show you the image. So these are the mites. So when the worker honeybee comes and comes and feeds the developing grubs, so during that time this mites gets deposited. This mite gets deposited inside the cells. So it will enter inside the cell and it starts developing on the developing brood and the prepupa. This is a prepupa, so it will start developing on it and it will take the hemolymph from them and it stops its development and it kills the larva and prepupa. So these mites are broader. They are little broad mites, so you can see the size also representation, they look little broad. Okay, now let us see the management of mites. As we have discussed before, this brood lice, that is bee lice, that is Brolia coca. So its management practices is also same as management of mites. So management, infestation from the mites, also called as acarine disease, isle of weight, because it was observed in isle of weight in 1904. So use of thymol and formic acid. So we can use thymol and formic acid to reduce this mite population, dusting micronized sulfur on the frames, or by burning the fallback strips, that is bromopropylate, as a fumigant inside the hive. So you can do fumigation by this bromopropylate. So these are fallback strips. The mites can also be controlled by keeping absorbent cotton soaked in 65% of the formic acid. So as you can see this image, this is the representation of the tracheal mite infestation. You can see how it is infesting. It is completely surrounding the completely filling and multiplying inside the trachea of the honeybee. So it will enter inside the honeybee through the prothoracic spiracles, and then it starts multiplying, and it draw away the hemolymph and kill the grubs. Now let us discuss about the top 10 MCQs. So the first question, which insect pest is known for damaging honeycomb by tunneling through it and leaving webs of silk behind? So options are small hive beetle, then varroa destructor, wax moth, and Nosema serene. So the answer is wax moth. Then second question, what do small hive beetles primarily feed on inside honeybee colonies? So small hive beetle क्या खाते हैं? तो options pollen, honey, bee larvae and royal jelly. The small hive beetles, they actually feed on pollen, honey, bee larvae and royal jelly, all these things, but it reduces the bee population. It affects in reducing the bee population more. So the answer is bee larvae. So it feeds on bee larvae so that its population will reduce. Then, which insect pest is responsible for transmitting various viruses to honeybees, causing serious health issues in the colony? Options: wax moth, varroa mite, small hive beetle and the hornet. So the answer is varroa mite. These mites transmit the viral diseases and different diseases and cause health issues in the honeybee colony. Then which of the following is not a stage in the life cycle of the varroa mite? Options: larva, nymph, pupa and adult. So you have to know the life cycle of mite doesn't contain pupa. It doesn't contain pupal stage, so the answer is the pupa. So they might consist of larval stage, nymphal stage and then adult stage. How do wax moths cause damage to honeybee colonies? So they feed on adult bees, they lay eggs in the brood cells, they consume honey reserves, they transmit diseases to bees. So options है, option क्या हो सकता है? So do wax moth cause damage to the honeybees? So options: they feed on adult bees, they lay eggs in the brood cells, they consume honey reserves and they transmit diseases to the bees. So इसका आंसर है they consume the honey reserves. So you all know that it doesn't feed the adult bees. It doesn't lay eggs in the brood cells. It prefers laying eggs in the cracks and crevices and such areas where the honeybee cannot reach, and they do not transmit diseases like mites. So the option is C. What is the primary purpose of the propolis that honeybees use to defend against pests like small hive beetles? So the options are nourishing the queen bee, option B sealing cracks and gaps in the hive, then option C attracting worker bees to forage, and option D enhancing honey flavor. इसका आंसर है option B, sealing cracks and gaps in the hive. Next question, which insect pest is notorious for laying its eggs in honey comb cells, leading to the destruction of brood and contamination of the honey. So option varroa might, B wax moth, C hornet, and D small hive beetle. So honeycomb laying eggs in the honeycomb cells and leading to destruction of the brood and contamination of honey is cancer. Option D small hive beetle. So as we know, this hornet, it will attack the bees outside the box, and wax moth, they doesn't lay eggs inside the honeycombs, they prefer cracks and crevices. And varroa mite, they are ecto or endoparasitic, and they lay eggs on the honeybee or inside the honeybee. So the answer is small hive beetle. Then, in what way do honeybees defend their hives against hornet? Significant predator. Options: they build barriers of propolis, they sting the hornet to death, they create decoy hives to distract them, they emit alarm pheromones to alert the colony. So the option is B. They sting the hornets to death. So they sting the hornet to death. What they does is, actually they release the alarm pheromone at first. After releasing the alarm pheromone, when all the worker bees aggregate together, they surround the hornet, and they start stinging the hornet, and along with it, when this all the honeybees come together, they increase the uh, temperature between them. So due to that condition, the hornet will die. So even though it is emitting the alarm pheromone, the answer is stinging the hornet to death, because this is the ultimate end. And what is the primary role of a queen excluder in a beehive? Options: to protect the queen bee from pest, prevent worker bees from leaving the hive, keep the queen bee from laying eggs in honeycomb, and attract drones to the hive. इसका आंसर है keep the queen bee from laying eggs in honeycomb cells. So next question: what is the primary means of control for small hive beetle infestation in a honeybee colony? Using chemical pesticides, relocating the hive to a new location, installing additional honey supers, and encouraging strong bee populations. So this answer is encouraging strong bee populations. As you know that if the population is strong, then infestation by small hive beetles will be probability will become less. Thank you for your attention. For more such videos, please follow to Agri Study with Tasif, and uh, spread this video to the people who are in need. And thank you.